What if the world's financial system was on the edge of a $37 trillion upheaval, and the United States was quietly preparing to reset everything through digital money? Russia warns that this move could reshape global wealth, trade, and power in ways we have never seen before. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe for more deep insights into the forces shaping the global economy. In late 2025, Russian state media released a headline that shocked the world. The US is planning a $37 trillion cryptocurrency reset. Initially, many dismissed it as political rhetoric, but the scale of the number, $37 trillion, is almost unimaginable. It encompasses the entirety of the US national debt, unfunded obligations, and long-term liabilities combined. Analysts argue that such a reset would allow the US to digitally restructure its economy, eliminate debt, and establish unprecedented control over the flow of money across the globe. Markets reacted immediately. Hedge funds scrambled, central banks took notice, and ordinary investors began questioning the stability of the dollar. Some saw the claim as a strategic warning aimed at Russia and its allies, while others considered it a glimpse into a potential financial revolution. A crypto reset is not about Bitcoin or Ethereum alone. It refers to a centralized, government-backed digital currency, commonly called a central bank digital currency, or CBDC. Unlike decentralized cryptocurrencies, a CBDC is fully monitored, fully programmable, and fully controlled by the state. Every transaction could be tracked in real time. Taxes, monetary policies, and even debt restructuring could be automated and enforced almost instantaneously. While proponents argue it modernizes finance and stabilizes economies, critics warn it could also create a system of unparalleled surveillance and control, where governments could freeze or redirect wealth at will. For Russia, this claim is more than economics. It is a geopolitical alarm. Western sanctions and restricted access to international banking have forced Moscow to explore alternative systems, including crypto-backed trade, the digital ruble, and gold-based settlements. By highlighting a potential US crypto reset, Russia is signaling that the next global battlefield may not be land, sea, or sky, but the digital financial infrastructure itself. Whoever controls the digital dollar could dominate global trade, energy markets, and strategic influence. Preparing for this scenario is no longer optional, it is essential. Inside the United States, discussions about a digital dollar have been ongoing for years. The Federal Reserve has conducted pilot programs while lawmakers explore regulatory frameworks for digital currencies and stablecoins. A $37 trillion reset could theoretically restructure debt, modernize financial systems, and further cement the dollar's global supremacy. Yet, the power to rewrite the financial system digitally carries significant risks. One misstep could trigger market panic, cyber attacks, or political fallout, making this one of the boldest financial experiments in modern history. The potential ripple effects extend far beyond US borders. Europe may accelerate the digital euro project and restructure its banking systems. China could expand the digital yuan globally, creating competition and potentially challenging dollar supremacy. Emerging markets may adopt alternative digital settlements or risk being trapped in a system controlled by the US digital dollar. Nations holding vast amounts of US debt could see the value of their reserves shrink overnight, and multinational corporations, investors, and ordinary citizens alike could feel the impact. Interestingly, the rise of cryptocurrencies may have inadvertently paved the way for a US digital reset. Initially seen as a threat, blockchain technology is now the backbone of the next-generation monetary system. If the US successfully implements a digital dollar, traditional cryptocurrencies may either explode in value as alternatives or collapse under the dominance of a centralized system. Money could become programmable, traceable, and entirely centralized, redefining what financial freedom truly means. The implications are not only financial, they are deeply political. Control over the digital dollar equates to control over global trade networks. Debt restructuring could create winners and losers almost overnight. Nations may be pressured to digitize their economies and adopt new rules to comply with the emerging global financial order. In essence, money becomes a weapon, and algorithms become the battlefield. History shows us that dominant currencies have always evolved. From gold to paper money, from credit systems to digital transactions, Each transition reshaped geopolitics, trade, and global influence. A $37 trillion crypto reset could mark the largest financial shift in human history, transforming who controls wealth, trade, and global power. The technological demands of such a reset are immense. Blockchain would need to track every transaction globally, artificial intelligence would monitor flows in real time, and cybersecurity measures would need to prevent catastrophic hacks. One technical failure could trigger global financial chaos. The societal impact would be profound. Individuals' savings and investments could be fully monitored, while every transaction becomes transparent. Financial autonomy may be fundamentally redefined. Privacy, freedom, and control could become scarce commodities in a digital-first world. The stakes extend beyond governments and corporations. They touch every individual connected to the global financial system. Russia is already developing countermeasures, expanding alternative settlement systems, strengthening the digital ruble, increasing gold reserves, and collaborating with allies like China, India, and other nations to create networks independent of U.S. control. This may mark the first stage of a digital financial arms race, as nations compete for dominance over the next generation of money. Experts speculate on multiple possible outcomes. The U.S. could gradually roll out a digital dollar in a coordinated effort with global cooperation. Alternatively, tensions could escalate as nations resist, leading to economic division and instability. Cryptocurrencies might experience either meteoric growth or catastrophic collapse, depending on their relationship to state-backed digital currencies. Transparency and centralization could reach levels never seen before, fundamentally changing the financial landscape. In this context, ordinary citizens are not immune. Savings could be monitored or limited, financial behavior tracked, and access to money controlled digitally. The rules of wealth, investment, and personal freedom may be rewritten almost overnight. Understanding this shift is no longer optional. It is essential for anyone navigating the modern economy. Looking deeper, the historical cycles of financial resets offer lessons. Each era has faced crises that forced innovation, from the gold standard collapse to the 2008 financial crash. The potential $37 trillion crypto reset represents a leap unlike any before. A leap into a future where money is programmable, borders are digital, and the ledger itself becomes a tool of global power. The world is already responding. Markets, banks, and governments are adjusting their strategies. Businesses are exploring blockchain solutions, investors are reallocating assets, and nations are preparing for scenarios that might have seemed impossible a decade ago. This is the dawn of a new financial era, and the pace of change is accelerating every day. The digital dollar could redefine wealth, influence, and survival in the 21st century. Russia's warnings may be political theater, but they underscore a central truth. Control over money is control over the world. The question is no longer simply about wealth. It is about who writes the code, who monitors the ledger, and who controls the flow of every digital dollar. If you found this documentary insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep stories about money, power, and the forces reshaping our world.